Hey everyone, S.C Grant here, and I never thought I would see the day when I get to review a movie. Well, not basically review a movie, but just give my quick thoughts on the latest in terms of entertainment. It has been a while since I basically dove into something like this, and the fact of the matter is I've been very busy outside my PC and basically keeping up with what's been going on recently with the current pandemic going on. So, without further ado, if you saw the thumbnail, you know that this entire video will be on Scoob, the latest in the Scooby-Doo franchise, developed by Warner Brothers Animation, and was put out not in theaters but video on demand. Yeah, for the first time ever, I believe it's one of those instances where a theatrical release has to be canceled because of COVID-19 and the fact that the movie had to become available to be streamed. So, what I thought of it, well, to put it let's start off first. First of all, this is gonna be an unscripted, spoiler-free review of, well, most notably my quick thoughts on it, and it's gonna be spoiler-free because it has been a week since the movie been out, and I don't want to basically give away anything major. But you guys already know, you saw the promotional work, the trailers and everything, so you can kind of guess what's going up. But I do have a bit of a how you say, some vibes that doesn't roll with me on this one. Like the movie itself, like I know it's meant to be for kids, but as the franchise has been going on for nearly almost about 50 years, I believe. I was looking at, yeah, about 50 years in the franchise. Like I heard it was released back in 1972. Yeah, 1972. So it's almost been 50 years. So it's because of the 40th anniversary thing. That Scooby-Doo's been around, man. He had countless TV shows, countless movies, countless video games, countless everything. He's been everywhere, bro. And the fact this is part of the Hanna-Barbera lineup, and the fact that I never expected it. It's like, funny enough, this movie was supposed to come out in 2018 of all things, but it got pushed back by 2 years. And it was gonna get a theatrical release, but because, COVID-19 and all, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen, so it had to be released online to the public, and you have to, I'm not kidding, actually pay, or, well, pretty much rent or buy the movie to basically watch it. I had to rent it. There was no way I was gonna keep the movie forever. Like, I had to watch it twice, once for the first experience, and secondly to take notes. So, what I've noticed in the movie was the fact is that, as I saw even promotional artwork of Scooby and the gang, that there were going to be other characters besides the main five. I mean, it's basically Scooby-Doo, and we're going into this formula. But what they did here was something that I feel as though they could have waited later down the road if they were going to do a movie like this. For instances, when I heard that the Blue Falcon and even Dick Dastardly. Well, no, wait, was it Dick Dastardly? Yeah, Dick Dastardly and his companion Mufflet, I believe. Damn, I'm probably gonna pronounce some of these names wrong. But yeah, those were from the Wacky Races series. That was also part of the Hanna-Barbera lineup. I feel as though, as I didn't expect the amount of cameos from other Hanna-Barbera characters. I thought it was just gonna be on Scooby-Doo and his friends alone. But other Hanna-Barbera characters from other shows getting on this, I'm like, they even made Dick the main bad guy on this. I'm like, wait a minute, you want Scooby and the gang to tackle another Hanna-Barbera character that had his own show, and they're in this prime, and I don't get it. What's more shocking to me was both Daphne and Shaggy's voices as the original voice actors. I believe it was William Hartnett from the Proxima, and I think Grey Delisle was Daphne. Yeah, Grey Delisle was Daphne, and she did not get contacted to reprise the role of Daphne for this movie. Yes, Warner Brothers did not contact Grey Delisle's agent to have her reprise the role as Daphne for this movie. They got someone else to do it. And I don't want to mention, I want to mention them, but like I said, the movie's been out for a week now. We need to time to breathe. So keep this in mind that what I personally think of it from a kids movie standpoint was the fact it wanted to be an origin story. But there are also faults with that because, like I said, you basically cram in like there's a segment, there's like a beginning segment, like a segment of the movie that definitely was in the trailer, was a nod to a pup named Scooby-Doo. If you remember that from the early 90s, that when, you know, all TV shows based all shows that are based on the original properties but make the characters as kids, pup named Scooby-Doo was one of them, and they decided to add that in the movie. I'm like, okay. But I think it was only the Shaggy and no, they got all of them. I think all of them in it. There was even a promo art of all 5 of them as kids. They got Velma, Daphne, Fred, Scooby, and Shaggy as when they were younger, and now they're kind of looking in their 20s now. And the fact it's supposed to be an origin story. What's funny to me is that Shaggy and Scooby were the only 2 characters that kind of look the same from their incarnations. Like, I like that incarnations, but Fred, Daphne, and Velma, I'm like, oh my, got an upgrade or a facelift or something? I noticed that when I looked at it. I'm like, okay. But the fact of the matter is that one of the voice actors I remember also voiced it for CTR Nitro Fuel. I don't know. Post your comments down below on who, because I know it was, I think it was Fred. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, no, Fred. What's your Fred? Oh God. Probably gonna botch some of this stuff up, man, but short to the point, I recognize only 3. Frank Walker, yeah, Frank Walker, who practiced with Scooby, like, okay, that's good, but everybody else got replaced. I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is. Like, everybody just pretty much just got replaced, bro. I mean, Frank Walker ain't Fred no more. I mean, they got someone else to do that. I'm like, he's the only one, and I think who else was, but it's funny enough that Billy West is actually in this movie. I'm like, no, seriously, and according to the casting, Billy West was in this. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I remember him voicing Sparks one time in the Legend of Spyro series. I remember him voicing him one time, but I didn't expect him to be in this movie. But Scoob as a whole, that's debatable, to be honest with you. But what got me shocking was that this is the first movie to begin a new, like, some sort of animated universe around the Hanna-Barbera lineup of characters. I'm like, wait a minute, if Scoob's the first, who's next? Tom and Jerry? Yogi Bear? Anybody characters? No, please don't tell me it's gonna be Flintstones or the Jetsons. I swear. Because, man, judging from how this movie was perceived by the critics and fans, it's mixed. And you can tell from the scores. Because, like I said, fans and critics felt as though is that, well, as they stated before, it's supposed to be a Scooby-Doo movie. Not a Scooby-Doo movie with Fortnite-esque characters and a plot that takes away what made Scooby-Doo in its prime in the first place. But believe me that I feel as though that from time to time, I don't know what's been going on with the Scooby-Doo franchise. Like, I watched the Watch Named Scooby-Doo. I watched the original series. I watched the I think the Halloween special when Shaggy and Scooby had to go to had to tutor a lot of kids. I think it was the Ghoul School series, I believe. I also watched Mission Incorporated. I watched a lot of stuff from Scooby-Doo's library of shows, movies, and everything. But that's when the crossovers came in, because remember Tom and Jerry and his crossovers? Yep, Scooby-Doo had the same thing too. They're just milking our boys for making a quick buck, seriously. But I'm still wondering how well Scoob as a movie is gonna do well, because judging from it, it's kind of mixed, so we don't know how this is gonna pan out for other Hanna-Barbera characters. Most notably, since I am definitely well invested with Flintstones and Jetsons, but the fact is, my friend at the time, I got a buddy at the time who was in the Hanna-Barbera characters, and I wanted to make sure to get his input. Probably gonna get his input afterwards this video on what he thought of the Scoob movie, as I feel as though it's that, because one of the characters is literally a Fortnite character. I'm like, seriously, it's bad enough that we got goddamn Fortnite as a thing. Like, I ain't finding. I'm like, ugh, okay, hold on, let me put this in there. I ain't finding no Fortnite characters. Is that if you're gonna make a Scoob movie, make it a Scoob movie, like a Scooby-Doo movie. Like, you've got everything else. It's just that don't try to put anything that isn't Scooby in there. Seriously, anything that's not the formula that Scooby-Doo was known for, no, just don't do that. It's not worth it. It's trying to, but to me, I cringed. I should not be cringing at one of my favorite childhood heroes. I should not be cringing. It's bad enough that the cringes is crossovers with various brand deals and everything, but a crossover and a movie that's supposed to be an origin story to the beginning of a Hanna-Barbera extended universe? Are you kidding me? You gotta be... Okay. I get what this movie was trying to do. It's a kids movie. I understand that. But to hardcore fans, no. There's certain things that would not fly by hardcore fans, man. It's not the Scooby-Doo that I used to know, man. I mean, Scooby-Doo is there. I mean, they got his original voice back, but like I said before, having these creative changes, like there were so many changes to the status formula of Scooby-Doo. Like, Scooby-Doo was all about making the mysteries. Always have since the 70s. But now this one plot want to throw in extra Hanna-Barbera characters from other shows and add in Fortnite as characters. Seriously? And even the script. Was this? What? How is this script approved? What? How is this movie story approved? But the fact is that they go up against another Hanna-Barbera character. I'm like, yes, he is technically a villain from the Wacky Racist series, but having Scooby-Doo and the gang go up against them, it's kind of odd and felt like he should have got his own movie with the Wacky Racist series. Let Scoob and the gang get their movie, not throw in Hanna-Barbera characters. Well, other Hanna-Barbera characters for a second nostalgia. No, that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. I'm pretty much done with this video. My thoughts are mixed. I would consider it between mediocre and average, to be said, at least in my opinion, even as a Scooby-Doo fan for a long time. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope I can get it done before May 2020 ends. Anyway, this is S.C Grant, and I will see you all in the next video, hopefully by next Friday. Take care, guys.